Jules, what the heck has happened here?
I mean, I'm quite surprised that Nuno, who's a really experienced manager, just comes out publicly like that and in a way throws under the bus a little bit his boss and the club's owner. And I think we often say on the show, it's good to be honest and transparent. We all for that. Sometimes it's probably a better thing if you keep, especially these kind of issues, behind closed doors, and you sort them out with your own owner instead of making them publicly to the whole world like Nuno did, because I think the door was already open for Nuno to be in trouble in case the results are not there for Forest, and there were tensions already through the whole summer with the recruitment, with the pre-season results. I mean, before the win against Brentford last weekend, Forest had 7 games in pre-season, 5 0-0 draws and 2 defeats. That's why Marinakis was not happy going into the season, because for what he saw in pre-season before the start of the Premier League, things were not good at all. And on the other hand, Nuno was not happy because there was not enough reinforcement for his squad and not new signings enough for him. The club was waiting to see if they were in the Europa League or Conference League, which came quite late in July, but still, so already there was a lot of tension between them two on where the squad was at that time, just before the start of the season. And he started well against Brentford, but those tensions are still very much there. And I think Marinakis also knows that the team overperformed last season. I think we all agree on that, and that it would be difficult to do the same. But I also think that Nuno deserves credit for what happened, and that credit buys him a bit of time, right? Although now I really believe that 2 or 3 defeats in a row and he'd be gone.
So yeah, is he really going to be sacked, especially after saying things like that? Is that what's being expected in England after this whole situation?
Yeah, I think Marinakis was not so happy with the start of the season. I know they won against Brentford last weekend, but it's the first game of the season. Marinakis was not happy at all. I was told this afternoon about the press conference. Not happy at all that Nuno came out in the way he did and spoke the way he did. The little clip that we just heard, but there was a little bit more as well in that press conference. And in a way, we all know what kind of guy Marinakis is. You just don't really mess up with him. I think there are some sort of owners where you can always make up and move on and things like that. Marinakis is not really that kind of owner. So I fear a little bit for what could happen for Nuno if Forest don't win 2 or 3 games in a row.
Yeah, we saw it at the end of last season, didn't the two of them having an argument and a spat on the pitch, Stevie?
Nuno smells it coming. Nuno's not coming out with that unless he's pretty sure he's getting the shove. And it so smells of an owner who all of a sudden thinks he knows what he's talking about, thinks he knows as well as the coach, thinks he knows what's best, thinks he knows who should be playing, thinks he knows who shouldn't be playing, how we should play. And the fact that Jules has said he still wasn't happy when they won the first game of the season. The pre-season is all about getting ready for the first game of the season and winning it. And guess what? Nuno won the game. Now you go from there. Instead, you've got a guy who might be able to sail ships all around the world, but when it comes to football, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he thinks he does. I mean, it just smells big time. And absolutely, I would not be shocked if Nuno doesn't get the tin tack very shortly, because Nuno ain't coming out with that unless he knows it's coming.
I think we all here in this panel, Jules as well as Frank, we all have as good a chance of coaching Nottingham Forest as Nuno does from here on out. He has, when you come out and say what you say, in the best of circumstances, with the best of owners, it's explosive. But in this circumstance, it's essentially saying, fire me, baby, and pay me out. That's exactly what's happening here. Yeah, you want to fire me? Go ahead. You're going to have to pay me out. That's the way it's going to work. I don't think Nuno wants any part of this going forward either. I don't think he wants to work with this guy, but he doesn't want to walk out because he wants to be paid out. That is the dynamic of what's happening here. And like I said before, we all have as good a chance of being the manager for Nottingham Forest as Nuno does from here on out.
Fancy that role, Frank? You get the final say on this.
I'm not sure. I have so many things to do in my life, but I agree with the guys. I think Nuno already called the movers and he's ready to leave anytime soon. When you make that kind of comment, you know, it's like an invitation of being sacked, and it's what he wants. He doesn't want to carry on. What we saw at the end of the season and the comment that the owner made during the preseason, I think Nuno is fed up. He wants to go. He wants to find another experience, and it's always hard, you know, when you have an owner, a chairman really into the game, going into the dressing room. I've seen that with Marseille, with Bernard Tapie. Coaches are fed up with that. They feel that they don't handle anything, and they'd rather go away and leave that to others. And I think it's what Nuno wants already.
Yeah, we must say before we say goodbye to Jules, very nice new room behind him there.
Is that? Oh,
nice red halls.
Is that a
light coming through? Skylight.
Professional. I mean, it's not as professional as some of the other things we have seen from Jules, but
It looks like his head's holding up the ceiling.
Yeah.